Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. Hope everyone had a great week. This is my usual floss tube video. I has a new cardigan. I got it yesterday at Kohl's and I really like it. I feel very, very chic in it. So I'm filming this one on my iPad. So when it comes time for the Q&A, because I read those off my computer, I'm gonna have to do some shifting. So I'm gonna apologize to you in advance for that. So, how was everyone's week? Awesome, that's really good to hear. I had a busy week. Work was very, very, as you can see by the lovely two zits right there that look like I got bit by a vampire on my cheek. It was a little bit stressful this week. So, I'm very glad the week is over for that. We got some snow here in Texas. That was pretty awesome. On Friday, I totally went out and twirled around in it a couple of times on my lunch break because it was snow, and snow is magical. So it's pretty awesome. All right, so we've got Q&A, we've got some haul. Excuse me. We were in the 30s most of last week. We're in the 40s right now. We're supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow. So there may be more of this. I hope not. All right, so we do have a tiny bit of haul, not a lot, because I am doing Stitch for Stash, but these were things that had been purchased before that began. I am going to be going to Stitch Niche on Saturday, I believe. Yeah, Saturday. So, because I've got to get one or two small things. So, I will be going on Saturday. All right. So, first things first, let's do the Q&A. And like I said, I'm going to apologize in advance for this. I'm hoping that it stays propped. So I apologize if this gets a little shaky, because you're also super close to me. All right, so a lot of people commented on the Lowry and loving it. So yay, I'm glad everyone enjoyed that video. I am still loving my Lowry. Let's see. Bev Avenger, I will keep you in my prayers. MN Chaos asks, how many days did it take for the Omnic company to email you back? I placed my order on, I guess it was the 14th. So I placed my order and heard back that night, and then I had to revise my order, so I heard back again the next day with the revised total. I sent my money. There was an issue with them not getting it, so we had to cancel that, and then they had to send the money again. They sent me sort of an invoice. And then from the time I paid until the time it shipped was probably about a week. And they emailed me when they shipped it, and now it's somewhere. It made it through customs, so I'm expecting that it'll probably hit this area probably tomorrow. So I'm thinking I'll probably have it on Tuesday or Wednesday, which, depending on how it delivers, I may have to go to the post office on Saturday, which I don't really particularly want to do. Let's see. Thanks to everyone who commented on what the Bothy kit actually comes with it. I guess it is Madaria. Gmos asks, have I done if I could do a video comparing the different brands and their characteristics, i.e. which are nicer to stitch with, which are more variegated, which brand you like best and why. I'm thinking Molly Cotton at this point. That's definitely something I can do. Maybe next week. I won't be able to get it done this week, but maybe next week. Second question, where or from whom did you purchase my Soda Stitch patterns? I bought them, the first ones I bought off eBay. So, in the Fairy Tales book, and then Oz, Alice, Little Red, and Hansel and Gretel. Those all came from eBay. This last batch I did through Etsy. So I did it through Etsy. I believe it's Genie's Cross Stitch. That's where you can get them. And I do know some of them are available digitally. Um, but I don't know where. But I have heard that she does have a digital store. But it's not all of the patterns, it's only some of them. So, and I know they're legit because I asked her about it. I was like, hey, is this actually a thing? And she was like, yeah, that's us. I was like, okay. Um, all right. Cross Stitch Addict asks, when you work on 28 count fabric, do you stitch 2 over 2? Yes. I know some people do 3 over 2 for both 14 and 18. I'm perfectly fine doing 2 over 2. So I do 2 over 2. 32 count, I'll. Oh, pardon me. Um, the, um, I know for 32, sometimes, like with Gloriana, you can get away with 1 over 2, but generally for me, it's 2 over 2. Ah, sorry, y'all. I was afraid that would happen. Generally, I'll do 2 over 2 for 28 and 32 count, 1 over 2 for 36 and 40. So, um, yes, Lisa Tonkinson, I have seen the Bothy kit, the Wizard of Oz Bothy kit. It's not anything I would ever do, though. Largely because it comes on Ada, and if I could just buy the pattern by itself, I'd be more likely to do it. But I'm not going to spend all that money when I'm not going to, when I wouldn't want to use the Ada. Um, Organized Stitcher asks, what is blending filament? How do you use it? And how do you know if you got Kreinik or blending? Okay, well, first off, Kreinik is the brand. So they go off of, you've got blending filaments, and then you've got braids, and then you've got ribbons. Um, the braids are literally the filaments that are braided together. So a number 4 means it's 4 strands of the blending filament, essentially. It's kind of how it was explained to me. It'll say on the spool if it's blending filament number 4, number 8. And blending filament is designed to be used to give just a little sparkle. You usually will use it with 1 or 2 strands of cotton floss and 1 strand of the blending filament. And you want to use short strands because that stuff will tangle. Let's see, and I think that takes me to the end of the questions. So, we'll move you back over here. Yay! Now you can see me again. And it should be a little bit easier. Itchy eye. Alright, so let's do the little bit of haul, and then I'll do my whip updates. Okay. So, I signed up for this Ship's Manor mystery, the new mystery stitch along that's starting, the town. So I got my fabric and floss for it. And this one, y'all, this really sounds like it's going to be an awesome stitch along. Let me find I took a screen cap of the description. Let me find that. I'll read it to you. Oop, nope, that's not it. There we go. Okay. So it will be from Eric himself. The design idea would only be possible as a stitch along or big pattern. I've always loved designing towns, houses, etc. I thought it would be exciting if the person stitching it could personalize the design by changing the buildings to fit their style. This stitch along will be summer, and the landscape colors will reflect that. I already have layouts for Halloween and Christmas themed towns, so that may come later if you like this one. The first part of the SAL will be the landscape. This will not be something you need to have finished by the time the next part comes out, but something you can work on between parts. The second part will be the first house with ways you can customize it to fit your style. Maybe this house is blue with pink curtains, or green with no curtains. Is your town close to the ocean with a lighthouse, or far away from the ocean with a windmill? It's up to you. So the fabric, and I got the 32 count Belfast. This one's called Cloud Shape, so it's blue with nice white pretty clouds. So I don't know which direction I'm going to orient it yet. It's going to depend a little on what the landscape looks like. And then it came with some flosses that are used for the landscape. I believe if I understood that correctly. And 2 of them are brand new for this stitch along. So I'll show you those in a second. So the first one is Patina. Limelight, which is not quite as intense as it's showing here. Wild Rose. And then the 2 new ones, Inchworm, which is also not so neon-y. It's actually a little more subtle. By comparison, next to Limelight. There you go. So they definitely are 2 different colors right next to each other. It just, on here, it's not showing so well. And Twisted Oak, which is a little bit more purpley than this is showing. So I think they're gorgeous. The stitch along is going to start towards the end of the month. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, and then he also sent me a sample of fabric to try that he's dyed as well. This is called Tuppence on 28 count Joblin. And it's a little more orange than it's showing here. It's gorgeous though. It's beautiful. And I'm thinking it would probably be pretty perfect for, I think I've got a Victorian Christmas, or not a Victorian Christmas, but a Christmas pattern that would probably work really well on this. Because it's got that sort of Victorian gold to it. So that was my haul for the week. Like I said, not much. But thank you, Eric. This fabric is gorgeous. I can't wait to stitch on it, and I really can't wait for the stitch along to start. So it's, if you go to the Ships Manor website, which I believe is shipsmanor.com, you should be able to find details about the stitch along there and signing up for it. Alright, so now we're going to start our whips for the week. So I started with Pumpkin Passport. So I mostly finished London. I realized the color I bought for the water is too light for the water in London. So I'm going to have to, that's what I have to go to Stitch Inch for. So the water is not done. It'll be done later. The only change I made, as you can probably tell, is I turned the little girl on the scooter into me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make G and I all the people, which will mean a wardrobe change for sure in Egypt. I'm wearing my purple Chorus Line t-shirt, which I'm sure y'all have all seen, and I'm wearing ruby slippers. Because I have a pair of red Toms, so that's what they looked like, and I thought, I might as well make them ruby red, because why the hell not? So there's me. I actually used a black cherry in, I think it's Impression. It's either Impressions or Wildflowers. It's Wildflowers from Karen Collection. For my hair, partially for the texture and partially because that's kind of the color I wish my hair was. My hair's obviously a little lighter than that, but that came the closest to capturing it. So, I had a lot of fun stitching on this, minus the clouds. The clouds, I hate stitching clouds, but sometimes they're necessary. When there's not blue sky, when it's not a blue background, I generally will stitch the clouds. Because I feel like the clouds are sort of implied when you have blue, but I don't. So here we go. So that's where I'm at. I'll do the water once I get that, and then next month is France. Vive la France! And there's no person in that one. But in Amsterdam, you'll get to see G2, and I've been working on how to do that. Alright, so then the next thing I did was Alice from Brooks Books. And she, much like the Osmonds, is mostly finished. I ran into a little bit of a snag with the Eat Me cake, and I'm still trying to resolve that. So as of now, I'm declaring her done. I'm counting her as a finish. Because, quite honestly, once I figure out how to do the Eat Me, it's going to take me 5.5 minutes, probably. It's not going to take me that long. I also don't have any bugle beads with which to do the bread and butterfly antenna, so I have to wait until I get some bugle beads. And then I'm going to do the Drink Me label, but that's going to be something completely separate. So my idea behind these is what I'm actually going to do. So I'm going to do a series of tableaus and shadow boxes, kind of like little bitty stages. So I'm super excited. I did not stitch Dinah yet. The main reason being, Dinah only really works if I can figure out how to include her in the first tableau. And my idea is it's going to be at the bottom of the rabbit hole with the big glass table, because it'll be Alice and the White Rabbit. So if I can find a way to change the force the perspective enough that it can have it be like Dinah is looking down, then I'll use her. But if it's not going to work, then I'm not going to use her. So, but here is Alice. So the Drink Me bottle was done on silver perforated paper and then stitched onto. And her little key was done on gold and added to, obviously, the bow's Kreinik ribbon. The mushrooms will probably not get used here. I'll probably use them elsewhere. There's the little bread and butterfly, and then here's Alice. And the only real changes I did use a red pearl cotton for her apron details, and then I used 3 white buttons and some little black buttons for her boots. And I didn't do all the back stitching in her hair because I thought her hair was perfectly beautiful. So I did the little bit to frame her face, though. So there we go. There is Alice by Brooks Books, my first finish of 2017. I'm not sure if I'll assemble all the tableaus like as I go, or if that's going to be one of those things that I'm going to finish them all, and then next year I'll work on tableaus. Haven't decided yet. But for now, that's where we're at. So next month will be, of course, the White Rabbit. And for those who are doing the Brooks Books, on her Facebook group, someone compiled a master color list. So I found that really helpful. Because what I did was I took all of the colors, and I've got them all in one floss box, and then I'm pulling the ones I need for each character as I go. It's been very helpful. So, drop my phone. So those are the whips. This week I will be working on Night Before Christmas. So I got the little bird done. We're going to do this block over here, which is Santa by the Christmas tree. So we'll do that. I'm going to do that part next. And then after that, let me get out my stitchy journal. I'm not sure what I'll work on. I'm kind of thinking I want to work on Octopus Garden. But I may also work on Snow White. It's going to be one of the two. But we'll kind of see what the mood strikes me at when I get this one done. I expect I will probably finish Night Before Christmas today. So I've got a full week of what else can I do? So. Alright. So that's kind of it for me today. I hope everyone's having a very lovely start to your new year. And I will see you all next week.